video, and we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Talkin Top Tier. I'm your host, always doing the most. They call me Tone the Boss. And as usual, we have a very special guest. This is one of my favorite guests on this show. His name is, drum roll please, Coldsaint.
What up, everybody? He's got the studio audience.
Yes.
They're really here.
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing?
Too good, man. This is so long overdue. Like, bruh, I should have had you on here long ago. I feel like we've been working together at least 3, maybe 4 years now.
Oh yeah, I've known you for a while now.
Yeah.
I don't remember how we met. I just know I've known you forever.
See, we got to go back through memory lane now because I know the Cornbread song was out, so I know I met you somehow through Entree. We've taken trips. Like, when did it all start?
I don't know, man. It just always has been.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. And I feel like you've been on almost every summer jam I've done, at least for the last 4 or 5 now, right?
Oh yeah, I pop out. Those are always fun.
Yeah. So, well, either way, glad to have you. Like I said, long overdue. I know you pretty well now, but we're gonna get the audience familiar with you. Besides, you are the 2024 recipient of Hip Hop Artist of the Year. So I'd like to let a few people know why that is. But let's start with the name, your journey, where you're from. Give us some info.
Well, I'm from Norwalk, Iowa.
Hey.
Shout out everybody in Norwalk. What's up? And, my name's Coldsaint. I've been making music since I was like 10 years old. It became an outlet for me when I was 12. I won this talent show when I was like 14 or 15, and that's when I was like, bam, this is what I'm doing. And I've been gung-ho ever since. I got introduced to the industry of it all when I was like 17, and since then I've been a student of the game. And the name Coldsaint I made when I was 12, and at the time it meant nothing. I'm finally gonna put this story somewhere. I don't know if I've ever actually said this live. I've said it a lot, but I don't think I've said it on an interview. So Coldsaint happened because I was walking my dog. I was 12 years old. It was the middle of winter, so it was super cold outside. And my last name's St. John. My real name's Noah St. John. And I was walking my dog. And I was trying to think of all these names, and they were super cliche. I was like Little Saint, Young Saint. I was just trying to do something with my last name. And I was like, gosh, dang, it's cold outside. And I was like, Coldsaint, dude. I was like, that's it, bro. And it didn't mean anything at the time, but now it's adopted. My whole brand is about tragedy to triumph, which means 10% of your problems are the problem itself. 90% of it is how you handle it. And so Cold represents the triumph. Cold represents the tragedy. Saint represents the triumph, meaning like you go through it and you come out it better. Like you decide, you make decisions that make you better after going through hell. That's kind of what that means. So
you're gonna see me taking some notes over here because that was good, and I need to make a clip out of that. We got an exclusive on where the name came from, so that's pretty dope. Thank you for that.
Else.
Talk about your career in rap, where it started, what made you fall in love with hip hop, and when did you know you were good at it?
I mean, dude, I was absolutely trash when I first started. When I was like 10, I sucked, dude. I was rapping in when I was 10, I was just rapping in my room, walking around in my little muscle shirt, walking back and forth, my basketball shorts, just acting like I'm that dude, pretending to be in music videos and stuff. You know how kids are. And like I said, when I was 12, it turned into an outlet for me. My mom got sick, and she had cancer. She beat it. So she got pretty sick though. So shout out mom, love you mom. And I had a few different stepdads throughout my childhood, and they were pretty abusive, and alcoholism ran kind of rampant in my house, and it was just a pretty bad environment. My mom did the best she could, and I don't blame her. But yeah, that's kind of what sparked it. I was like, you know what, this isn't just rap anymore. This is something that helps me channel all the stuff I'm going through. And then I did that talent show, and I was super scared. There's still a video of it on YouTube. I'm not going to take it down. I feel like it shows growth. And I went up there in front of them all, and I rapped, and I made it into the finals by 1 vote. I was walking around, dude, like a politician. I was like, vote for me, vote for Coldsaint. Everybody's like, shut up, dude. Like, and I only made it in by one vote. And then I changed my song, and I made this really emotional song about how I feel about life, how I feel about the school system, how I feel about y'all. And I performed it for the finals, and I won the whole thing by a landslide. And that kind of gave me the motivation. You know, I wasn't doing good in school, man. I was late all the time. I was dealing with a lot at home. I didn't do my homework a lot. You know, a lot of stuff was going on at home. I had a lot of home problems. And so a lot of the teachers, I was failing their classes. And I remember I walked past Mr. McLaughlin. I don't even think he knows this. This is another exclusive. I've never said this. But Mr. McLaughlin, if you're watching, he pulled me to the side in the hallway. And even though he was always kind of getting on me about failing his class and trying to get me to come in after school, he was like, hey, like, I think you really have something. He's like, I wouldn't be saying this if you didn't, but I think you should pursue this full send it. Like, basically telling me to go for it. He's like, I want you to do good in school, and you better come and fix your grade. He's like, but you got something, man. And that really lit a flame in me, man. He doesn't even know that. He lit a flame in me, dude. And I went hard, man. And then 17, I got into the Stale movement, which stood for Starving Artists Let's Eat. It was hosted every Monday at Lefties in Des Moines. Nice. And me and Entre are the only two artists to ever actually graduate from that program. And later on, I became a judge for it. But I went in there, you had to bring 10 people every week, and I was consistently bringing 10 people or more. And I was showing up, listening to the criticism of the three judges. And that's when I really became a student to this stuff. Like I said, I was 17 at that time. I started going to conferences like A3C, nice. Chicago Music Summit, the Power Summit that we hosted here in Des Moines, and just really learned things. And since then, I've been on my grind, and I've been very dedicated, and I've been trying to learn as much as I can, because there's no such thing as luck in this industry. Like, you gotta make it happen yourself, and that's where I'm at.
Consistency is absolutely key. And what's really cool about what you're just saying is, like, I had a similar experience. Like, I won a rap battle at a young age, and that kind of lit the fire under me. And then there was a teacher that also, there was a couple teachers. There was a teacher that told me I have to do better, and then there was a teacher that told me I got it. And I took both of those to heart. You know, the one that told me do better, take it serious. I've been doing everything better, taking it more serious, and now I help other people do the same thing. I was even able this year at the Iowa Music Awards, able to award that very teacher for the art that she does. So that was a great full circle moment there. And she gave me my very first performance. And like, she told, like, no, you really have to want this. You have to rehearse. You know, the first try wasn't good enough. Come back better, stronger. And she gave us a second chance, and it ended up working out. So, and then the other teacher that told me, like, oh my God, that's so dope, and got me hype. Like, that really validified what I was doing. And it's crazy because, like, with hip hop artists specifically, like, a lot of stuff happens in those high school years where a teacher tell you don't quit your day job, and that's the motivation you get. Like, there's a funny video I watched the other day, and the teacher's like, can you not write lyrics right now? And the kid's like, you see his whole origin story begin. He's like, oh, I'm about to prove to you. And he's like, whoa, no, I didn't say stop. I didn't say quit rap. I didn't say no. He's like getting a chain and everything. He's like, no, I'm motivated. Teacher said I wasn't going to be there. Like, that's not what I said, Robert. Like, so that's how it works sometimes. So luckily we had those good influences, and, you know, hopefully we're also inspiring people to be positive. Your music is anti-bullying and suicide prevention. Talk to us a little bit about that and why that's important to you.
You know, I didn't even realize that I was passionate about anti-bullying, because, you know, you think about bullying and you think of the kids at school picking on you, and that's kind of one of the only things that really come to mind. Mm-hmm. But I got picked on sometimes at school, but not even really at school. I mostly got picked on, like, on my way home by these older kids at the park. And but really, my bully was my stepdad. And, like, you know, like, that guy was picking on me every day, picking on my mom, picking on my brother. Like, and I was literally addressing bullying in my song Greatness without realizing I was addressing bullying until somebody pointed it out. They were like, you know, you're kind of an anti-bully. And then I started going into the schools and talking with the kids, and I ended up loving it, dude. I love coming and talking to the kids. And I just feel like I relate to them a little more, because I don't treat bullying like it's this, like, gimmicky thing, like the give me your lunch money, or like just some kid picking on you. Like, anybody can bully you, you know?
Well, I mean, even now, and I know we both deal with it. Like, I think I get the most hate outside of maybe you. Like I see they come for your like you get threats. Like I get, you ain't this, you ain't that, and blah blah. And it's like, hey, I'm literally, I know where my heart is. I'm here to help people, and I want to inspire and make people better. People just be trying to hate you, and you're one of the hardest working and most genuinely kind individuals, and I've seen it firsthand where they choose you as a target and want to pick a fight with you to this day. So it's like, bullying doesn't stop at school. Like trolling, internet, it's still a thing.
I don't get it either, dude. Like, I'm telling you, I see so many rumors spiral about me online. I didn't even get into all. I just know I see it, and I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know you.
I haven't seen rumors, but I've
rumors
seen
are like, I've got a diss album on me out there.
Get out.
A diss album. It was pretty. I'm not glad. It was funny. Like, it was, and the guy was kind of like not totally serious, but it was. I don't know. He don't like me. Whatever. Wow. But like, I got that, and like I said, bullying can happen anywhere. Yeah. And I, an artist, I truly believe that you're not doing anything if you're not being hated on. People by nature will just take shots at you trying to do something. So if you're being hated on, props to you, man. All right, that's it means you're doing something. Yeah. And then the suicide thing. I've lost a couple of homies, and I lost my little cousin to suicide. I've known so many people that have committed suicide, and so I'm just passionate about it. I've had my own bouts with suicide. I was going through it as a kid, and it's just, I'm passionate about it. I want to be there for people, and I feel like I've been in that headspace, and I feel like I can relate when I'm talking to somebody, and I feel like when I talk about it in my music, it resonates with people. So that's become a mission for me as well. Yeah. So I do both of those things based off some personal experiences I've had, and I feel like God kind of put me through that so I could do something with it.
Exactly. So, especially when you make it out of it on the other side. It's like, okay, I got through this. It's about you telling your testimony, your journey, and being able to spread a positive message and leave an impact on this world. So, shout out to you overcoming dark times and prospering, the way that you did. One of my favorite records that you perform is 3 in the Chamber, and I just think it's a beautiful tribute to those that you lost. That way they're not forgotten, but also for the people that have lost people or even thought about being, one of those, victims to suicide. It's a nice little wake up that it doesn't just affect you, and it hurts the people around you forever, although you're gone. So I appreciate different artistry. I appreciate your bravery to do that record. I've seen you do that in the largest crowds and in the smallest crowds, and I know that's probably a tough record to do on an emotional level, number one, but from business and marketing, which we'll talk about as well. You're great at business and marketing, but I also know that it's like, man, this probably isn't like the crowd was up dancing and stuff, but you're still paying homage to your people, and I respect and appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, business and marketing with you. You've been all over the world. You got a new album, EP that just dropped. Let's talk about the shows that you've done. I was at a festival in Des Moines that you headlined, and you gave out some incredible stats. Do you still have those stats, or at least the last year's stats of how many shows? And
I know I'm up to like 650 shows right now, I think.
That's crazy.
And I've got like 30 something radio interviews. I've got almost 50 different sponsorships. Yeah, I don't have them right now. But yeah, I've definitely got. I like to keep a career inventory on my computer, so it's just so I can look back. And...
That's dope. See, I don't write down. I'm gonna be immature throughout the episode. I'm just fair warning you. I don't write down how many shows I do, but I probably have an inventory of like girls on my computer. So kudos to you having an appropriate list, and I have a list that gets me broken up with every other year when they.
Put that password on, man.
I swear, we'll get to passwords later. But as far as business and marketing goes, what helps you land the sponsorships? What do you recommend people do differently? What helps you stand out and make you the selection for these bigger companies to stand behind?
Well, I try to be consistent with my branding. Like, I even called Tom before I came here today. I was like, "Hey, is this interview chest up or no?" Nobody's ever asked me that before. I'm like, "Well, dude, I'm always wearing the black and white, and I'm like, I gotta know if I gotta have black jeans on. I do have black jeans on, and it's just like everything matters. You gotta be intentional about everything. Like everything's gotta be branded. You're always gonna see me wearing a Coldsaint hat when I'm Coldsaint, and probably when I'm not. Like I'm always repping, and it's I don't swear in my music. Not crapping on anybody that does. Do your thing, man. I just don't. Yeah. And it's not because I'm trying to go Disney or something. Like I know parents like
Disney.
it, and it's I'm not like I know parents appreciate it and sponsors appreciate it because then I can work with schools. Mm-hmm. It's easier to get on radio, and I go into a company and they're like, "Oh, well, we're a family business," and I'm like, "Well, no, I'm a family rapper. Like, I can go into the hood and I can rap and get respect. I can also go into the school and rap and get respect." Yeah. So that's kind of something that's really helped me. Also when you go and get these sponsorship and you make business relationships, it shouldn't just be a business relationship. I'm friends with my sponsors. Like I go in there, I make friends with them, and I support their business. So it's like, hey, you sponsor. You're a bar in Indianola or Norwalk. Well, me and 15 friends, next time I throw a party, we're just gonna come there and shoot pool at your spot all night. And in return for my sponsorships, like shout out the Zoo, Indianola, recent sponsor. They sponsored my Against the Odds showcase, and in return, Jesse's super dope. I've known him for a while. He knows my family, and I didn't even know he knew my family until I walked in to get the sponsorship, and he was like. You're saying on. I know you folks. And I was like, yeah. And he sponsored me once, and then I came in a second time, and I was like, hey, look, man, I'm like, I want another sponsor. I need a little more this time, but like in return, I'm gonna throw a big party here. So February 7th, I'm throwing a party at the Zoo where it's calling a Sing and Sling. It's beer pong and karaoke. Obviously, it's 21 and up, 9 p.m. But yeah, so wild. I do like service for service. Yeah. And I do the promo, and I try to make it to where he's not always coming out of pocket. Like that's something that helps
make it mutually beneficial.
Exactly. Everybody should win. Important. If it's a win-win, why wouldn't you do it?
Yep. One of my boys that actually versing tonight at our show, Shy Songwriter. We just went live, and that's one of the things that we both agree on is if it's not win-win, I don't want to do it. Right. And I've been doing a lot of situations over the years that's win-lose on my part, and I've been okay with that because I'm more like seeing the bigger picture and the grand scheme of things, so I'll invest in something that either won't pay off right away or it was more about building rapport than gaining a profit. But I think I've reached a point that I've not only helped so many people and put them in positions to win, that now I can finally say, okay, I no more win-lose situations. I got 2 kids of my own. Like, I got to make sure we're winning, and me taking a loss is taken away from them. So I've got to do better for them. But generosity sometimes is my biggest weakness. What's one of your biggest weakness or flaws that you see in yourself?
Man, my biggest weakness or flaw. I don't know. I've got really bad ADHD, and I know a lot of people say that, and they say it all quirky. Like I really do.
Is it a music
I really
thing?
Do. It's
I feel like it's most of us musicians or artists or creatives.
I know a lot of people do. Like I've got it pretty bad. I was like in a meeting one time, and like, dude, I'm dead serious. I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah. We were talking about my music video that was coming out. We were talking about it. We should do it in black and white because my brand's monochromatic, and it might be a cool suggestion towards that. Or we should do it in color and do a normal music video. Yeah. And I was like, I saw a bird land on the porch. I'm so serious right now. A bird land on the porch, and I immediately look at this bird, and I start thinking about what it would be like to be a bird. I'm like, what's the life of a bird? Like, do they really get up and get the worm? And I'm like, what's flying like? What's that feel like? I started thinking about that, and then I'm like, why am I'm in a meeting? Like, and I lock back in, and I piece together this conversation, and I'm like, why would we do a black and white video and a color video? Why not just do one video? And they go, are you listening to me?
Oh,
like,
no.
So I have issues with that sometimes, but I do always, I might ask you to say it again. But that's one of my issues. Sometimes it's hard for me to focus. As a kid, I used to get these they put me on these pills for it when I was at school. My mom didn't make me take them when I wasn't at school, but they would wear off so fast that my mom put me on this patch. It's like a nicotine patch, but for ADHD meds, and it wasn't like a known thing. And I still don't think it's a super known thing. I'm not sure.
I don't think it's legal.
Yeah, dude. And like we'd be out like a restaurant or something, and like and I love my mom. My mom's a good mom, and she's really funny. We joke about her. And my mom would be like, if I was like hyping up, like bouncing around at a restaurant, like goofing off, being too annoying. My mom would be all like, she pulled a patch out of her purse. She'd be all like. I was like, oh, no ma'am. Yes.
My thing, I know I definitely have ADHD, but to me, it's been a superpower, man. Like,
oh yeah,
I love multitasking. It's actually the reason I like can't do drugs. Like, I can't smoke weed because I think too much and become one track minded. I can't do other stuff because I damn near become whatever that stuff is. It's weird to me. I love being able to, like, even right now, like, we're having this conversation. I'm also coordinating the show and responding to people and running the cameras. And, like, I'm not going to lose my place in what we're talking about because I'm deeply invested. And, like, some people hate that about me. And I'm like, dude, I love it. Like, I don't like being anything other than this. I love having multiple things going on at once. It like feeds my soul.
Yeah, no, it is kind of like a superpower sometimes because like multitasking, it definitely helps with that. And what I really like is that sometimes it's like if I'm really passionate about something and I totally lock in, I can just hyper fixate on whatever it is, and I'll drill out so much.
Yeah,
I can like flip a switch sometimes, and just go into this hyper productive mode.
Well,
and like
let's bring it to the music. Like I feel like you probably write the like a 16 is hard for me because I have 32 bars almost immediately. Like any topic, and I want to peel the layers on whatever the hook is and the topic is and the keywords so many different ways that 16 is never enough for me. Like almost every verse I drop, like I write it in my notes because I have an issue retaining my lyrics because I have so many. Like I'm literally writing a song right now as we speak. Like I was thinking earlier how we need another feature that's like R&B, like women, like something like that. Because you don't have a lot of songs like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm kind of getting more in that lane. So I've got a couple hooks in my head that I'm thinking of for that. But I don't remember my lyrics very well because I'm always writing and always doing new ones. Me and Entree today revisited a song from 3 years ago, and we looked at the date that we wrote it, and it was literally January 24th, 2022. And we revisited it today, and he knew my entire part, and I got to listen to it like a fan. Like I was like, oh, I said that. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I could have said this instead of that. Like it was just really cool to listen to it, but it's like listening for the first time for me. And I'm the same way with movies too. I'll watch the same movie over and over and laugh just as hard at the same spot. And I think it's just something off with me. But again, I enjoy it. I look at this as a superpower to me. Like it's my life is more fun because I can repeat the same things and find the same level of enjoyment.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm almost never bored too. Like, there's always something to talk about.
There's always something to do, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm off like 8 hours of sleep over the course of 4 or 5 days. Like Jeez. 2 hours of sleep at night. There's always something to design. There's always something to plan. There's always something that I could make better. So like sleep is that's my biggest flaw as well, is being too generous and being too sleepy. Like I can't lay down and turn everything off. My brain will keep going. So I use that to my advantage, and I just work as hard as I can and keep producing results that I desire or things that I need to make happen. Like, for instance, music awards, dude, I had to communicate with probably over 500 different people. There was 1,200 in the building. Obviously, I didn't speak to everybody, but leading up to it, like every last band, every sound engineer, producer, the light person, like the presenters, the recipients, the nominees, like all those different communications came from me, and I need to delegate. Like that's another one of my weaknesses and flaws is like delegating. How do you deal with delegating?
I mean, dude, honestly, dude, I find people around me that support me and I really care about the message, and I rock with them first. Like they become my friends first, and then like I'll kind of like find out like what they're good at. Like, and it's like I'll be talking with them like and I guess it's a little different, but Naomi. She's
she's
mom.
awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, good. You know Naomi.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So Naomi, I remember I met her at a model mixer here in CR. Actually, I think it was
That's
Iowa
great.
City. One or the other.
Yeah.
And I just met her, thought she was cool, locked in with her, and then like later I was just kind of thinking about like who would make a good MC. I need an MC for my show, and I remember I was trying to think about all the bubbly, charming people I know, and I was like, oh, Naomi. I'm like, she's super welcoming,
She
super
was
charming.
so fire.
Yeah, dude. She's never done that.
That's insane because
I
she did
called her.
so well.
Dude.
Like I do a lot of shows. Like this is gonna be my last year for doing like the showcase style shows outside of like Summer Jam and the Music Awards. But I've done a ton of shows. I've used a ton of different hosts, and she had a lot of veterans beat. Like she was just like you said, she had the charm, the bubbly, fun energy, the seriousness when needed, but made it look good and made it look like this is what she does for a living. So I definitely want to have her host one of my events in the future as well, and go to some of her future events because I see she's doing a few things
She's
as well.
got a lavish event coming
Yes,
up.
yes.
Yeah. I'll be there.
We'll plug that. I think it's February 22nd. So
Oh, yeah.
shout out to her doing that
shout
event
out Naomi,
and the host, which I think transitions well to the event, which was for the EP album release. Are you calling it EP or album?
EP.
All right, talk about it.
It's short, man. I got 5 songs for you. Everybody's always complaining that I ain't got music out on my Spotify because I'm so nitpicky. And I think I'm changing my mind. You're going to hear it here first, actually. A lot of exclusives on the Tone channel.
Yes.
And I'm actually thinking about releasing a song a month or maybe 2 songs a month going forward.
Nice.
Because I was so concerned with getting like a budget put together before I drop a song because I just wanted to hit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it takes a budget. All right, you don't just blow up. All right, you might be cool and you might get some cool views, but like it takes money. Money's not everything, but not having it is. And but yeah, no, I dropped a 5-song EP because everybody helped me go to Thailand, and I was like, thank you. I know a lot of you guys are upset that I don't have a lot of songs out on Spotify, so here's 5 right now. Even though I'm not ready to do a release, let's just do it. Like and so I dropped it, and the EP is called Against the Odds, and it's just kind of about standing your ground, being about your business, and just taking it as it comes. It's like, I'm here. Like we got the song "Walk the Walk." That song just speaks.
Hey.
That song just speaks like, hey, look, you like to talk a lot, and I like to walk the walk. I heard you can talk the walk, but can you walk the talk the walk the walk?
Hey.
Like it's just the whole EP kind of has that vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I got that fun one on there, Stuck in Traffic, and I got that mental health song, State of Mind. It's a good EP, man. I feel good about it, and I appreciate everybody being a part of it. But yeah, I just dropped that, and I'm excited to start dropping more music. I'm actually going to be dropping my song with Classic here soon.
Hey, shout out to
In
Classic.
late February.
Hey.
I have a date in mind, but I don't want to say it yet.
Okay.
And but it will be soon. And but yeah. So
I love that, dude. Man, like people. One of my favorite quotes is "People at the bottom compete, people at the top collaborate," and I think we're creating this circle of individuals that genuinely want to see each other win, support each other. One of the coolest things, and I feel like we knew each other probably about a year or so, but like you and Entree inviting me out to the DJ Coalition
Core DJ Retreat.
That was one of the coolest things ever. We didn't have any music together at that time. And it was like, hey, you should come out and do video. And I'm like, hell yeah. So, and we're just out there networking, shaking hands, and just doing our thing. And you guys performing, killing it like always. Like, just being able to be someone you guys trust with that kind of opportunity. And so, like, you guys being willing to share, like, your knowledge and your network. And this is why you should know this person. And this person does that. And then also seeing you guys go get it. And then it's just motivating. So I love that we got our record out, Walk the Walk. What other features do you have on the EP?
I've got Walk the Walk, and then I've got State of Mind. Those are my 2 features.
Alex?
That's with Alex. Alex with 2 X's. Check her out. But that was actually my first female feature, I'm pretty sure.
That's very
It was.
dope.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
very dope.
And she did a good job. We were in the studio, I think, 9 hours just trying to figure this out.
Oh, man.
And I like how it turned out. So, and then my little brother, the kid you heard at the beginning that kind of plays my inner child, it's my little brother. He's 11. And he nailed
Shout
that
out
in
to
2
little
takes.
bro. Shout out to little bro.
Shout out to Sawyer.
That's my favorite thing is records where I can get my daughter on it. Like, Originally, I had her talking, and now she's singing, and now she's making dances to the songs and getting to perform with me, and it's just the best feeling in the world. So that's super dope putting your brother on. One thing that I want to talk about, me and Andres had a conversation about, is like a lot of people associate you two together so much due to a record you guys did that went bananas. Talk about the record. I know you said you guys went through the sale program together, but talk about how well the record did and so forth.
Dude, the record went crazy, and I mean, and I'm surprised. Out of all my songs, it was Cornbread, and it was, but we got about 500,000 hits on Spotify, and I think we had 32 million listeners on the radio, and it was cool because I got a buddy out in Maine, out in Connecticut, and he was like. He said, he calls me, he's like, you'll never guess this. Some guy in a Cadillac just came rolling by my house bumping Cornbread. I was like, no way, the radio campaign's working.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was cool. When we did Cornbread, we were all we were trying to figure out an Iowa sound and the most like saturated Iowa we could go, right? 'Cause it's like my first stab at it. And it was like, we're sitting in the booth. A guy from Sony was out, and he was like, look, man, he's like, I'm tired of coming to Iowa and here in Chicago or here in Atlanta. He's like, show me Iowa. So we're all spitballing ideas in the studio. And we're like, well, we got cornfields, and like we can talk about that. Like, nah. And then somebody said cornbread-fed women. And I'm like, oh, dude, cornbread with B-R-E-D. And like, then we're like, that's it. I went to the studio. I wrote the hook. I wrote my verse fast, dude. And I got back, and they're like, that's it. I'm like, Entre, hop on this. And then Entre hopped on and did his thing. Totally added stuff to the song. Entre, that was a good mesh between us. And we ended up touring everywhere together. We toured everywhere together, which is why we got, like, people were thinking we were in a group or something. We're not. We're just tight. Like,
do you guys have other records together outside of that? That's the only one I think I've heard.
We had one that we didn't release. And I don't know if we will. I don't know if it hits like that. But it was called, you know what's funny is I'm pretty sure it was called Lights On, Lights Off. Like, it's not the same one he did.
Yeah.
His was much better. But it was like a party song. But we should definitely make some more music together.
Oh, yeah. I think the three of us should get on a record soon.
Oh, I think it'd be dope.
I'm working on something already. So, like, yeah, let's definitely make that happen. Let's talk about the new record, Walk the Walk, dude. Like, we got a dope collab. You challenged me. I'm not the best fast rapper. I can barely keep my breath as I perform on stage. But you challenged me with that record, and I have so much fun doing it now. And I'm rehearsing that verse all the time. And it's funny, ironically, I'd say in the verse, never rehearsing, but I've got to rehearse that one because it's fast-paced, a lot of words, a lot of really close syllables making it happen, but a whole ton of fun. God, I feel like we probably recorded that in 21. I was at the old T1 Studios.
Yeah, it was at the old one.
I remember being on the news about it, so I feel like, I think it was about 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I walked in the studio, and I don't even know how we got to. I don't even know if I was I even there for a collab at first? What was I there for? We were there for something. I don't know. And I know that.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time we did an interview.
Yeah, I know. And maybe I was there for the collab, and I think I just kind of whipped out a beat.
Yeah.
And that my buddy Gus made, JLP out in Colorado,
shout out to Gus.
And I was like, hey, I got something on this already. And I told you, I was like, you like to talk a lot, and I like to walk the walk. I heard you can talk the walk, but can you walk the talk and walk the walk? And you're like, and I'm like, all right. And then you do it the second time. You're like, hold on, like let me let me get this down real quick.
A little sauce on it.
I ended up cutting mine, leaving, and then he sent me his later on. And we just, like I said, I hold on to music for a while. I got a lot of music.
Yeah,
I'm just, like I said, I'm scared of releasing it and not doing it right. You know,
that's been my biggest fear. Like I'm definitely 100 plus that are good, like way more that are like iffy or unfinished, but 100 plus completed songs that are good. But I want to. Every song is almost like a child. Like I want to raise it right. I don't want to just make a baby just to make a baby. Like let me put this baby out. Let me teach it the way. Let me make sure everyone sees the baby and shares the baby and appreciates the baby, and then drop the next one. So and me coddling them, I think, is also part of the problem, because one thing I definitely learned is consistency is key. Like people may say some of the things that we've gotten are luck, but luck can't happen if you didn't put the content out there already. If you weren't already consistent, if we weren't doing this for as long as we've been doing it. So this year, if you're doing 1 or 2 songs a month, I'm gonna try to do like an EP collab or mixtape or album a month. Like especially like next year, I plan on taking like a step back from the music and focus more on the entertainment side of things. So this year I want to do like a whole bunch of collabs. So I want to do more work with you. Me and Entree are like 5 songs done. I'm dropping one at the end of the month with my boy 3J. Me and Classic have like 10 records together. So it's just going to be a rollout this year, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to let the birds leave the nest. And it's scary. I know you deal with that. So
it is. Yeah, no, like I said, I think 1 or 2 songs a month for me is good. Like, I think I know at first it's not gonna, so I was actually listening to a guy that kind of changed my mind on it. I do a lot of studying, dude. I study all the time. Mm-hmm. And so I was just kind of watching some guys that do podcasts on the music industry and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed a few of them were kind of saying the same thing. And this one guy resonated with me. He was just like, look, he's like, nobody's going to hear it if it just sits in your closet. You can't just wait for you to have the budget money. He's like, I know it's hard. You're going to drop a song and it's probably not going to hit right away. Yeah. But if you build anticipation, say, hey, look, the 21st of every month, I'm dropping a single. People are going to start looking forward to that, and you're going to start building more of a repertoire. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, and that hit me. I was like, he's like, you know what? I'm like, I'm sitting on a lot of stuff, and if there's one thing that got me into doing this, it was the love for music to begin with. Because I've always wanted to make music. Even when I was a little kid, before I started rapping, I wanted to do country music. I wanted to be a rock star. I remember I wrote down Stone Sour's "Through the Glass" when I was like 7 years old. I wrote it on paper, tried to pretend I was writing it, and I was like singing it awfully. Obviously, I was like, I always wanted to do it. So I'm like, why am I sitting here on music and not putting out the one thing that makes you an artist is the music? So yeah, I'm gonna try to get on that. Y'all here to hear. All right, you're gonna see some more music from Coldsaint.
And you mentioned country. I have to bring up. I brought it up before we hit record, but rap's gone country. You said you've got some crazy feedback on that,
dude. I'm just trying to have some fun, man. Like, I'm an Iowa boy. I might not be full-blown country, but I can spit. I can do it. I'm allowed. And it's like I get the pass. I was born in the corn, dude. And it's no, that actually happened because my booking agent Kenny, he sent me over a beat. It was a rap country beat, and he was like, "You think you can rap on this?" And I was like, "Kenny, I can rap on anything."
Yeah.
And so he's like, "I want you." He gave me the title, and so I gave him 10% of the writer's percentage because he gave me the title, and I like going off a title. That's how I normally go. I start with the title, and he's like, "We're gonna call it Rap's Gone Country Crazy," and I was like, "Okay." And he's like, He's like, "You should make it a love song," and I was like, "All right." So I did. I wrote about this girl that I used to see when I was younger, and I gave it a go. When I dropped it, dude, a lot of people loved it, but then a lot of people were all like, "You can't sing. Like, don't sing." And I'm like, "Look, I'm not claiming to be like Beyonce or something. I'm not saying I'm
not Garth Brooks,
like that, but like." I can do what I want. So I dropped it.
No, I enjoyed the record. I remember shout out to Frat Audio when he was mixing and mastering the record. He played it like crazy. He absolutely loved it. Like, I would book him for a session, and he'd be, after it was already done, he'd play that song back to back.
Really?
And he had showed me it like 3 different times. I'm like, "Hey, you already showed me. I like it." Like, no, but listen. So that's really exciting when not only your producer gets behind the record and enjoys it, and it really takes a team. Like, another thing, shout out to Shy Songwriter. He's saying, "I'm not gonna continue to call my songs my songs. It's our song. It's a song that the producer, that the engineer, that of course the artists and any writers or contributors, we all did this record together." Like, again, it's like having a giving birth. So it takes a team, and having a good team is really awesome. But yeah, somebody had brought up the when you won Hip Hop Artist of the Year, which will transition to that. They were like, "This guy's the guy that won it, and it's Rap's Gone Country." I'm like, that's not like, yes, that's his record, but like.
People just love to hate.
Yeah, and it's like a way of throwing shade. Yeah. Like, you find the country song by the rapper when you have a million other rap songs they could have showed. But I just thought that was just so petty.
It is petty.
But yeah, let's talk about the award. I thought giving it at your event was one of the coolest things. I did the same for the Zepster a few years back, or a couple years back, because he either missed the award or we ran out of trophies literally the first year. But just giving it in front of your people and like giving you your flowers in a place where you're already working hard. I know how hard it is to put on a show, keep everybody happy, keep them tame and entertained. So I'm honored and grateful that you allowed me to give you the award at the show. How did you feel about receiving Hip Hop Artist of the Year?
Hey, man, it feels good. I've been doing this for a while, and like, I've received a lot of hate. I've had a lot of reasons to quit. I mean, and I said this at the show. Like, dude, my mom always been supportive. My stepdad, however, he hated that.
This is for you.
This is when I was around there. He would come inside, and like I would always stop rapping when my parents would come home.
Yeah.
I felt weird about it. Like when you're a kid, you're shy. Like and I was rapping. I didn't know he was home. This dude walks into my bedroom, slams my laptop shut, knocks my little snowball mic off the desk, and he's all like, "Quit making that N-word music, boy." He's like, "You ain't no Eminem, yada yada this. Knock it off." He's like, "I'm serious," and like. I got that kind of treatment all the time. I had a lot of people that picked on me around Norwalk that would be like, "Hey, like no, like you're from Norwalk, you're not gonna rap." I'm like, dude, look, I might not be some gangster. I'm never claimed to be a gangster. I'm from the suburb. I get it. I'm from a small town suburb. Yes, I get it. But like my story comes from home, and it's like my hard is the home life, the abuse, the mom getting cancer. I was homeless for a summer, like when I was 15. Like that's my story, and I choose rap to let it out. And so it's just good to finally, feel like I'm doing the right thing. Like, and I've always felt like I'm doing the right thing, but every now and then you get that kind of hit. Like somebody says something that really hits you, and you're like, maybe I'm wasting my time. Like but like I've always stayed motivated. Even when I've had a teacher tell me that the odds of me winning are the odds of me being a rapper is like 1 in a million. It's just like these guys saying they're gonna be NFL football stars, and I was just all like, well, maybe they will. Like, and it's but yeah, now I got the Island Music Awards, so ha.
That's the best get back. Is like, dude, I'm being, not only acknowledged, even like I always say, the nomination is huge. Like people discredit the nomination sometime when they don't get the big win, but it's still a huge win with our numbers and how many talented people we have in the state of Iowa, how many people we have submitting, especially for Hip Hop Artist of the Year. So even being in the top 5 is a huge accomplishment. I'm pretty sure you've probably been in the top 5 every year. I don't remember every, but to win it, I know that has that extra special feeling, but it's never something that, even if you're just nominated, like that is huge. Like there's so many submissions that come through, and there's so many people. Like I won't say rap is the easiest genre, but it definitely it's the most accessible genre to anybody. So a lot of people think they can do it, and a lot of submissions come through that are people that are just hit and record, on their computer or on their phone, even like not investing in a studio, not really taking their craft serious, not doing the marketing, branding, everything that it takes to really be an artist. So being recognized within that and being number 1 throughout the state, I hope like that's huge, and it's like an honor being able to work with you, call you a friend, and just seeing your journey and you constantly grow and progress with it. So kudos to you, sir.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And I feel like you get to see your hard work too when you have a show that's packed at Lefties. Like,
yeah, dude.
It's probably pretty full circle for you, knowing that you started those Mondays at Lefties. I don't know what the attendance was like then.
Not good.
but the attendance on that album release show, talk about that a little bit.
Dude, I tell you what, it took a team, and I'm starting to identify who I want to work with and who I can bring around me. Because, if you're a worker, man, like I'm not sitting here trying to like charge you like to work with me. Like it's like I want you to work with me. Like we eat what we kill. We're a team, kind of thing. And that's I found people that were good at that. Mm-hmm. And so I brought my audience. They brought their audience. And my audience just really pulled up this time, man. Like it's been a bit since I threw my own show. I've been doing a lot of shows with other people, yours included. And I don't realize how much of a name I'm building. Mm-hmm. And like I don't even realize it until I still live in I don't live in the city. And nothing against it. I just not for me. And so it's like every time I go to Des Moines or something, I get recognized in public or something like that. They're like, "You're that Coldsaint guy." Like I had a guy walk into me at Walmart, and he was like, it was a worker. He had his phone. He was like, "Can I take a picture with you? You're a rapper, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he took a picture and then runs off. Like it's just I don't know. It's cool to get the recognition, and I'm starting to space off on what the initial question was.
A bird flew by. It's okay. No, I was just saying how I know that felt good.
Yeah,
having
the audience. The audience, my bad. Yeah. The audience, dude. When we got there, it was like people were showing up 30 minutes before the door even opened, dude. And it's so cold outside, man. I walk out there, I was like, look, y'all, I'm like, I can't let you in yet. I'm like, I love that you're here. I'm like, just go across the street real quick, get something to drink, get something to eat, come back here in 30, I'll let you in. And right at 9:30, dude, everybody's showing up. I was like, whoa, that was so cool to see. And like everybody was just so supportive of all the artists. Like everybody, my crowd shows a lot of love. I love my audience because they're good people. Like I didn't need to hire security for my show. My people are cool. Like it's I don't have rowdy crowds. So
I've been blessed to be able to say the same thing, and I throw shows a lot more frequently. But to just know that you got good people around you, with you, and we're here for a good time, good vibe. Yeah, that line there was crazy. The crowd was crazy. One of my favorite memories is looking into the crowd as I'm rapping Walk the Walk, and they know the words. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know these words. Like, you have such a great following that like are genuinely fan supporters, but I know how you are and you treat them as friends, and that's the best way to maneuver. Like, we're in this together. Each person matters and can make or break you, and that's awesome. You've got a following like that. And
I try to show appreciation to all of them,